My mother made a Christmas gift list for every grandchild in the family, except my 2 daughters. When their names were not called, the whole room went quiet. My sister smiled and said, maybe next year, if they behave. My daughters stood there holding a gift they had made for their grandmother with their own hands. I didn't yell. I didn't cry. I simply handed my mother that wrapped box and said, open it now. She tore the paper, read the first card, then pulled out the documents hidden underneath, and within seconds her face went completely white, because inside that Christmas gift was proof that my family had stolen from the 2 little girls they refused to call family. To understand why that box destroyed my family's perfect Christmas, I have to go back to the moment we walked into my parents' house. My mother loved Christmas, not because of family, not because of love, because Christmas gave her the perfect stage to show everyone how perfect our family looked. Her house was always decorated like a magazine, tall Christmas tree, golden lights, expensive ornaments, a dining table so polished you could see your reflection in it. But behind all that beauty there was always something cold, something controlled, something cruel. That year I arrived with my 2 daughters, Emma and Lily. Emma was 9, Lily was 7. They were not my biological daughters. I adopted them after my best friend Rachel passed away from cancer 4 years earlier. Rachel had no family she trusted, so before she died, she held my hand in the hospital and whispered, please don't let my girls grow up feeling unwanted, I promised her. And I meant it. From that day on, Emma and Lily were mine, not by blood, by love, by sleepless nights, by school runs, by bedtime stories, by every tear I wiped and every fear I held. But my family never accepted them. They smiled in photos, they said the right words in public, but inside the family, Emma and Lily were always treated differently. Not like grandchildren, not like nieces, not like family, more like visitors who had stayed too long. That Christmas, both girls were excited. They had spent 3 nights making a gift for my mother. A small wooden memory box. They painted it white and gold. Emma wrote the words on top. Lily tied the ribbon. They were so proud of it. When we reached my parents' house, Lily held the box close to her chest and whispered, do you think Grandma will like it? I smiled and said, she should love it, but deep down I was afraid, because I knew my mother, and I knew how easily she could turn love into a lesson. When we stepped inside, the house was full of noise. My sister Vanessa was already there with her husband and 3 children. My brother Mark was there too with his wife and kids. The living room was full of cousins laughing, gifts shining under the tree, and adults acting like everything was perfect. My mother hugged Vanessa's children first. She kissed their cheeks. She called them my babies, then she turned to Emma and Lily. Her smile became smaller. Merry Christmas, girls, she said. Emma smiled. Merry Christmas, Grandma. My mother touched her shoulder lightly. No hug, no kiss. Then she walked away. Lily's smile disappeared. She moved closer to me and whispered, Mom, did we do something wrong? I swallowed the pain in my throat. No, sweetheart, you did nothing wrong, but I could feel it already. Something was coming, and my daughters were about to be hurt again. After dinner, my father stood near the fireplace and clapped his hands. Everyone gather around, he said. Your grandmother has prepared something special this year. My mother stepped forward with a gold envelope in her hand. She looked proud, like she was about to announce an award. This year, she said, I made a Christmas gift list for the grandchildren who truly deserved something special. The word deserved made my stomach tighten. The children gathered near the tree. Vanessa's kids were smiling. Mark's kids were excited. Emma and Lily stood beside me, holding hands. My mother opened the envelope. She started reading names. Jacob gets the new bicycle. Vanessa's oldest son cheered. Sophia gets the tablet. Vanessa's daughter screamed with happiness. Mason gets the gaming chair. More cheering. Oliver gets the science kit. Ava gets the jewelry box. Benjamin gets the envelope from Grandpa. Name after name. Gift after gift. Everyone clapped. Everyone smiled. Then my mother folded the paper. The list was finished. Emma and Lily's names had not been called. For a few seconds, nobody moved. Even the children noticed. Lily looked up at me with confused eyes. Emma looked at the tree, then at my mother, then down at her shoes. My father cleared his throat. My brother looked uncomfortable but said nothing. Vanessa leaned back on the sofa. Then she smiled. Maybe next year, she said, loud enough for everyone to hear if they behave. A few adults gave nervous little laughs. My daughters didn't laugh. Emma's face turned red. Lily's eyes filled with tears. I felt something inside me go cold, not angry, colder than angry. Because this wasn't a mistake. This was planned. My mother had not forgotten them. She had erased them, in front of everyone, on Christmas. I looked at my mother and said quietly, "Why aren't Emma and Lily on the list?" My mother sighed like I was embarrassing her. "Please don't start," I asked the question. She lifted her chin. "Because gifts are for children who understand respect. Your girls barely visit, they don't call, they don't make any effort with this family." Emma looked shocked. She was 9, she didn't call because she didn't have a phone, she didn't visit because my parents never invited her. Lily stepped behind me and gripped my dress. Vanessa crossed her arms. "Mom is right, you can't expect everyone to treat them exactly the same when they don't even try." I looked at my sister. "They are children," Vanessa shrugged. "They're not babies. They can learn." My mother nodded. "Exactly, sometimes children need to understand that love and gifts are earned." That sentence told me everything. My daughters had been trying to earn love from people who had already decided they didn't belong. I wanted to scream. But Emma touched my arm. "Mom," she whispered, "can we still give Grandma our present?" I looked down at her. Her eyes were wet, but her hands were still holding the gift. Even after being humiliated, she still wanted to give. That hurt more than anything my mother had said. I took a slow breath. Then I looked at my mother. "Yes," I said. "Give it to her." Emma and Lily walked toward my mother. The room became quiet again. Vanessa rolled her eyes. My father looked at the floor. My mother forced a smile. "Oh," she said. "You made something?" Emma nodded. "Yes, we made it ourselves." Lily held out the box with both hands. "It's not expensive," she said softly, "but we worked really hard." The box was wrapped in brown paper. There were hand-drawn stars on it. The ribbon was uneven. On top, Lily had written in small letters, "For Grandma." "We love you anyway," my mother read the words. Her fake smile cracked. For 1 second, guilt flashed across her face. Then it disappeared. "How sweet," she said. She sat down and began opening the gift. The wrapping paper fell away. Inside was a small wooden memory box painted white and gold. On the lid, Emma had written, "Family means the people who stay." My mother stared at it. Nobody spoke. She opened the box. At the top were 2 handmade ornaments. One said Emma, the other said Lily. Under them was a card. My mother opened it. Her eyes moved across the page. The room stayed silent. Then my mother swallowed. Vanessa frowned. "What does it say?" My mother didn't answer, so Emma spoke softly. "It says we know we are not on the Christmas list, but we still wanted Grandma to have something from us." Lily added, "Because Mom says love means giving kindness even when people don't give it back." My brother's wife covered her mouth. Vanessa looked annoyed. My mother's hands began to shake, because under the card was another envelope. A white envelope. One she had not expected. She looked at me. "What is this?" I stepped forward. The rest of their gift, my father's face changed immediately. He knew. Or at least, he feared he knew. I looked at my mother and said, "Open it." She hesitated. "Not now, yes," I said. "Now." Vanessa stood up. "What are you doing?" I didn't look at her. I kept my eyes on my mother. Opened the envelope. My mother slowly pulled out the papers inside. The first page was a bank statement. The second was a transfer record. The third had my father's signature. The fourth had Vanessa's name. My mother read the first page, then the second, then the third, and all the color left her face. My father moved fast. "Margaret," he said, "give me those papers." I stepped in front of him. "No." He glared at me. "This is a family matter," I laughed once. Not because it was funny. Because I was tired of hearing thieves use the word family. "No," I said. "This stopped being a family matter when you stole from 2 children." The room froze. Vanessa's husband sat forward. "What?" My brother looked at my father. "Dad?" My mother whispered, "You don't understand." I turned to her. "I understand everything. After Rachel died, she left money for Emma and Lily. It wasn't a fortune, but it was enough for school, therapy, medical needs, and a safer future. The money was placed in an education trust. I was supposed to be the main guardian. But because everything happened so quickly after Rachel's death, my father offered to help with the financial side. He told me he knew lawyers. He told me he knew bankers. He told me I was grieving and overwhelmed. And I trusted him. That was my mistake. For years I thought the money was safe. Then, 3 months before Christmas, I received a letter from the bank. The account balance was almost empty. At first, I thought it was a mistake. Then I started digging. I checked every transfer, every withdrawal, every signature, and what I found made me sick. The money had been moved into a family investment account, an account controlled by my father. From there, it had been used for family expenses: Vanessa's kitchen renovation, my parents' luxury vacation, my father's boat payment, private school fees for Vanessa's son, and finally, the Christmas gift fund, the same fund my daughters were excluded from. I looked at everyone in that room and said, my daughter's money paid for some of the gifts under that tree. Nobody spoke. Vanessa's face turned red. That's not fair, she snapped. You're twisting it, I turned to her. Did your kitchen get renovated? She looked away. Did your son's school deposit get paid from that account? She said nothing. Did you know the money belonged to Emma and Lily? Vanessa crossed her arms. They're not even blood. The words cut through the room. Emma heard them. Lily heard them. I saw Emma's hand tighten around her sister's. My mother closed her eyes. My father whispered, Vanessa, but it was too late. The truth was out. I walked to my daughters and put my arms around them. Then I looked at Vanessa. You're right, I said quietly. They are not your blood. I felt Emma tremble beside me. Then I continued, but they are my daughters, and Rachel's last gift to them was stolen by the people standing in this room. My mother started crying, but not the kind of crying that means guilt, the kind of crying people do when they realize the room is no longer on their side. You are ruining Christmas, she said. I stared at her. No, you ruined it when you made a list to shame 2 little girls. My father pointed at me. You should have come to us privately, I did, his mouth closed. I called you 3 times. I asked about the missing money. You told me I was confused. You told me bank statements are complicated. You told me not to worry. My brother picked up one of the papers from the table. He read it carefully. Then he looked at my father. Dad, this is your signature. My father's jaw tightened. It was temporary? 3 years? I asked. Temporary for 3 years? Vanessa stepped forward. Okay, maybe mistakes were made, but this is not theft. Families help each other. I turned to her. Those girls lost their mother. That money was for their future, not your marble countertops. Her husband looked at her. Vanessa, tell me you didn't know. She didn't answer, and that silence destroyed her. My brother looked at my parents. You used orphan children's money? My mother snapped. Stop saying that word. Why? I asked. Because it makes the truth sound ugly? She stood up, shaking. We took care of this family. No, I said. You took care of the people you considered real family. My mother's face changed. For the first time that night, she stopped pretending. She looked at Emma and Lily. Then she said, we did what we thought was best for our real grandchildren. The room went completely silent. Emma took 1 step back. Lily began crying. My father whispered, Margaret, stop. But she had already said it, out loud, in front of everyone. My daughters were not real to her, not family, not enough. I looked at my mother and felt strangely calm. Thank you, I said. She blinked. For what? For finally saying it where everyone could hear. Then I picked up the memory box. I took my daughter's hands, and I walked toward the door. My father called after me. Where are you going? I turned back one last time. To court. 3 months later, my parents sat across from me in a courtroom. Not a dining room, not a Christmas party, a courtroom. This time there were no golden lights, no perfect tree, no fake smiles, only documents, signatures, and the truth. My parents came dressed like victims. My mother held a tissue. My father looked disappointed, as if I had betrayed him by exposing what he had done. Vanessa sat behind them, unable to meet anyone's eyes. Their lawyer called it a misunderstanding, a family disagreement, a temporary transfer. Then he said, my clients believe the money was being used for the benefit of the family. The judge looked over his glasses. The children are part of the family, are they not? The room went silent. Then the judge turned to me. Would you like to speak? I stood, shaking, but my voice stayed steady. I told him about Rachel, about the promise I made in the hospital, about the trust fund, about the missing money, about my daughters standing in that Christmas room waiting to hear their names. Then I told him what my mother had said. Real grandchildren. Emma reached for my hand. Then the judge asked, would either child like to speak? I quickly said, they don't have to, but Emma whispered, I want to. She stood in front of the court, only 9 years old, carrying pain no child should ever carry. I don't care about the presents, she said. My mother began to cry. Emma continued, I just wanted my name to be on the list because I thought that meant I belonged. Nobody moved. Then Emma held Lily's hand and said, but now I know family is not a list. The judge softened. What is family to you?" Emma looked at me. "Family is who stays when you are not easy to love." That was when I cried, because she was not only talking about Christmas, she was talking about every moment my family made her feel like she had to earn a place at the table. The judge reviewed the bank records, transfers, signatures, and excuses. Then he looked at my parents. Family does not give anyone permission to take what belongs to a child. My father looked down. My mother closed her eyes. This court finds that the funds were misused and must be returned in full, with penalties. Vanessa gasped. My mother sobbed. But I didn't feel happy, because this was never only about money. It was about two little girls who had been shown exactly where they stood in my family's heart. The court ordered every dollar returned. My father had to sell his boat. Vanessa had to refinance her renovated kitchen. My parents lost the perfect image they had protected for years. But the real moment came outside the courtroom. My mother walked toward us, makeup smudged, voice weak. "Emma, Lily," Lily hid behind me. Emma looked at her grandmother for a long time. Then she said, "You don't have to buy us gifts," my mother cried harder. "But you don't get to make us feel small anymore," my mother reached out. Emma stepped back, and I let her. Because protecting your child sometimes means not forcing them to accept an apology they are not ready for. My mother looked at me. "You turned them against us." I shook my head. "No, you taught them who you were. I just stopped hiding it." Then I took my daughter's hands, and we walked away. Not broken. Not ashamed. Free. That Christmas, my daughters were left off a list, but that list revealed everything. It revealed who saw children as family and who saw them as outsiders. For years, I thought I had to convince my parents to accept Emma and Lily. I thought if the girls were quiet enough, polite enough, and grateful enough, maybe one day they would be loved the same. But I was wrong. Children should never have to earn a place in a family. They should never have to audition for love. They should never have to wonder why their names are missing. My parents made a Christmas list of grandchildren who deserved gifts, but my daughters gave them the only gift that mattered, the truth. And when that truth was opened, everyone finally saw what had been hidden beneath the wrapping paper. Not just stolen money, not just favoritism, but a family that had confused blood with love. So no, my daughters did not receive Christmas gifts from my parents that year. They received something better. Justice. From that day on, I stopped begging my family to make space for them. I built a new family around them instead, one where their names were never forgotten, one where love was never conditional. Years later, Emma still keeps one ornament from that Christmas box, the one with her name on it, not because it reminds her of pain, but because it reminds her of the day she found her voice, the day she learned that being left off someone's list does not mean you are unwanted. It only means you were standing in the wrong room. And that day, we finally walked out of that room forever. That was the quiet verdict.